Welcome back, everybody, to Session 7 of The Reaper King. I am your narrator, Blackthorn. This is Troll Magics. Let's start things off. I'm going to have, for the stakes of a bonus narrator die for the character in the session here, who wants to give a short recap of last session?
I can give one.
Oh, yeah. Alan, let's hear it.
Alright. Gilfek and Blogveer were on the road. We came across the rest of our party and held up in an ancient ruin. When we all, after a short confrontation and deciding that we're all equal travelers in need of rest, we decided to group together and weather out the night as a party. Our party was untrustworthy of each other at first, and so we decided to let the current party take watch first as a display of trust. And during this watch, the Red Blade spotted some shadow in one of the nearby towers in the ruin, and when he went to investigate, it turned out to be a Reaper working for the Reaper King's court. Once in there, his words made his ears bleed and caused him immense pain. After a short dialogue between them, we were tasked by this Reaper to capture the ones responsible for interrupting the Reaper King's sacrifices and bring them back as live sacrifices. In addition to this, the Red Blade is now haunted for the rest of his days until he can answer a riddle that he has been given. And we've all decided that we're going to move away from that fort, and we're just going to let the Reaper continue to haunt it after we were debating about once staying in it, but everyone was of agreement that we shouldn't stay in Reaper-haunted place. And now we're moving towards the Atlanteans, where the cult plans to strike next, and we have to go through some troll territory to get there. I think that just about covered it all, I think.
That's actually very well done, man. Go ahead and write down you've got a bonus narrator die that you can choose to use this session. If you do not use it this session, it goes away at the end of the session, so keep that in mind. You can use that on any role that you can use. Skill, attack, defense, etc., etc. So, after being invited to stay and rest in the village known as the Cairn Ward by the Cairn Ward's Babushka, and you were given a somewhat semi-permanent residence here. Used to be an ogre's home, as it houses all of you very comfortably. I'm going to say you've stayed here. We're going to fast forward about 3 days here. In this time, Skarnir has been stricken ill by some terrible fever, and the Babushka has taken it upon herself to care for him. And out of character, that is why Steve will not be joining us this evening, as he is having an adventure himself this evening. What have the three of you been up to these past 3 days?
Well, Sheehan has been walking the perimeters of this place, checking the fences, looking for high places where he can get up and get a good view of any approaching trollmen or Atlanteans or whoever else might be coming next. He's been replenishing his supply of arrows, which have become a bit meager. Trading, if need be, this and that for arrows with locals if they have them, or at least for the supplies to get them. If need be, napping arrowheads even. But he's been sleeping fitfully, waking up, calling out fair folk pretty regularly.
In the past 3 days, a couple of the guardsmen and excuse me, not the guardsmen, the tribesmen, and what passes for a militia here have offered you about 19 bronze arrows of the Nimercian make. There's mostly for hunting, but less so for battle. But an arrow is an arrow at this point.
That's true. So it'll be 19 bronze and 4 stone.
Besides Blogveer, there are 20 other ogres that live here in the Cairn Ward, living peacefully amongst the humans here. And they've taken on a very Nimercian-like culture. Their hunting, their tribal shamanism, and the weaving. But obviously, for their size and your size, it's scaled up, so you guys are wearing the same garb. But it's quadruple XL on you.
Blogveer, he's just been doing whatever needs to be done around, offering his help. Between patrolling and guard duty to manual labor. If anybody needs something moved or something, I mean,
Grades in husbandry at all?
he has 1.
Okay.
No, wait, no, he has 0. He has 0 grades in it.
0 grades in husbandry. Oh, okay. I was going to say if he has at least 1, he would have been asked to help out in the wheat fields with the couple of the ogre farmers. But since he has no hand for that, he would have been asked to help with the patrols. And it's been quiet for the past 3 days, patrol-wise. They're long and boring shifts.
Gilfek would have offered his help with any of the hunters and try to pull his own weight around and try his best to hunt some food so that he doesn't have to rely on handouts from anybody, and try to pull his own weight, and if he could bag some extra for Blogveer as well, because he doesn't expect the village to intend on feeding such a massive beast not for any extended period of time without asking for some compensation.
And the village is very happy to receive your help. Some of the Nimercian women tend to look at the immense beard that reaches your knees and giggle and flirt if they do have the time and the means of doing so. You are quite handsome to them, and that beard is far more impressive than anything that they've ever seen.
And also, anybody he meets that doesn't have a beard, he encourages to grow one and tells them it's bad luck to be clean shaven.
There's a tribal chieftain here by the name of Shamash, who has an enormous beard. But then again, for a mortal, it's nowhere near as opulent as yours. And he does take quite a bit of time to discuss beard weaving with you. His is the longest beard in the village,
and that earns him Gilfik's respect as well for having the largest beard in the village.
His beard reaches his sternum, and you find out that he is 48 cycles old. So for a mortal, he is quite ancient.
Yeah, so when in my free time, I'd be talking to him about that and encouraging him to spread the word to his villagers about the ill fortune that becomes upon the beardless. Just basically Gilfik was basically spreading his superstitions about beardlessness wherever he can when it's free time.
I would hope that he did. So yeah, these 3 days pass, and Sheehan has discovered that there is a circle of standing stones nearby, erected out of 5 enormous megaliths that have been carved in the with the likenesses of the runes that the Nimercians hold sacred and holy. A short distance nearby, the sacred site of bronze and song was gifted to the Nimercians about 1,000 cycles ago. So anywhere that there is copper and tin deposits in the Great Gray River Basin area, it's very holy to these people. I don't know if he's actually visited these standing stones just yet.
If I discovered them, I would at least have went out and just done a quick pass through and look through, see how far away they were and such, and see if there was a spot where we could actually start gathering wood nearby.
There is a small grove, about 100 or so yards east of the standing stones. So you absolutely can.
Does it by chance have any significance to my people, just to make sure?
You are in lands that are several dozen leagues from the border of the woodland, but however, some of the outriders of your people may or may not have made contact here. You could certainly check.
Okay, that would be just an 18 lore test, to see if I'd heard anything about them. That's possibly being sacred to our people.
You don't remember hearing anything, but make me an intuition test, quickly.
Intuition test.
I'm guessing that you are in the circle.
Yeah.
Right now, okay. You are.
That will be an 11 in my intuition.
Okay. You do sense that there is a not so silent reverence here. You can't quite place a finger on its origin, but there is something here that your Fey blood senses.
Okay. In that case, when I head back to the village, I'll let them know that we need to gather some wood to take there, but don't harvest the wood around the circle just in case. I don't want to enrage any ancestors.
We'll say that you did this on the morning of the third day, so you get back just after midday to the village, and we'll pick up that scene there.
That'll work.
The floor is yours, gentlemen.
So I'll come walking into the main gate of the little village, head into the guardsmen waving to the fellows who probably recognize me now.
Oh, they do. They wave.
And, I'll head into. I'm sure there's probably other than the chieftain, there's probably a headman for like doing foraging and whatnot. I'll approach him.
Okay.
About the gathering of the wood and things we need to gather for the Babushka's ritual as soon as we gather the sacrifices for it. So,
the blacksmith's name is Shelka. He is a priest of the Forge Lord.
Okay. Shelka. Okay. All right. I'll walk up to him and honored Shelka. Good to see you again today. I have a news and a request.
Let us hear it.
I found the suitable location for what the Babushka is planning as far as a sacrifice to appease the Lord of the Harvest. But we need wood there, and I fear that harvesting the wood in the area might anger local spirits. At least that's the feeling I get. Is there a place where your people harvest wood from regularly?
The grove beyond the standing stones is where we harvest our wood seasonally.
Then I should consult the Babushka about that and see when a good time will be to harvest some wood from there for this pyre we'll be building soon.
It is currently the dry season here. Now would not be a proper time to harvest from the grove, but there are some small trees along the Gray River that we harvest in times like this.
Then that would definitely be the ones we want to harvest.
Yes.
I'll scout around there and see if there's any sign of trollmen or such. I find not moving to be a pain these days. But thank you. I will let you know if it's safe.
He
And I'll,
nods and he goes back to hammering out that breastplate he was repairing.
and I'll go look for my companions.
Where are the rest of you?
I would be resting my feet in our little hut that we've been gifted, and maybe eating some of our rations now. Just trying to sit down and take a brief moment to relax before we get ready to really get moving.
Okay.
Blogveer would probably be on his rounds outside the perimeter, and he might just stare off at the other ogres, working the field out there, kind of remind him of home in a way, kind of get, lost in daydreaming a little bit.
Images of your lost love kind of drift back in at this time, but that would be up to you how he processes that.
Anger. He grips his massive stone club until his knuckles are white, and he just thinks about the Atlanteans and how we're supposed to protect them and not slaughter them all, and it just pisses him off. But he just remembers the Babushka's just like, just wait. He's like, okay, I'll try. But he's really pissed off at him.
Her words echo in your mind. You must exercise patience now. The time for bloodshed will be soon.
And he kind of just eases up his grip, and he's just like, okay, just take a deep breath, and keep going about his patrol. Eventually coming back to the front of the gate and everything, and going back in to the village proper.
Okay, I'll say you return to the hut about a few seconds after Sheehan's actually entered your hut. Sheehan, you see Gilfek taking a load off in front of the small hearth that you guys have there.
Come walking in, look at him sitting there and say, it's time for leisure.
Yeah, I figured now would be the best time to relax, for we're not going to be getting a chance again for many days.
Yes, I've not had much experience with your bearded folk, but I've always heard that you were very industrious people, and well, maybe you're not quite the same. Either way, I would like to do some patrols down by the river and see if there's any sign of trollmen down there. We'll be sending some workers out there soon to harvest some trees. Would you like to come along with?
I hop up and grab the spear that he has. It's broken halfway down the shaft, almost like a half spear. And yeah, let's go find Blog. He'll be useful to have around.
You feel an enormous presence behind you, Sheehan.
I turn around and look. Hello. I was just coming to find you.
I made good time then.
Yes, and very quiet time for an ogre. I found some standing stones. It'll be suitable for the ritual that the Babushka needs to do to purify the area. And we'll need to gather some wood, but the best place for that is down by the river, so I was going to go see if there's any sign of trollmen or whatnot down there.
Yes, let us go. I hunger for battle.
I'm sure we'll kill something, possibly. Oh, have I told you about the giant salamanders? These are horrible. As he slides past him and starts heading outside.
I follow up behind and like, giant salamanders. What you talking about?
Oh, they eat smaller things like, me and you. Not sure if they could handle Blogver there, but they might.
Well, if we see one, we'll push him in front of it.
That works for me.
Might make good pet.
No, they don't. Not at all. Ever. Never. Nope. Horrible things.
It doesn't take you very long to get down to the river. There's a nice wide swath of mud that goes down to the bank there. You can tell that there's quite a bit of traffic here. As the the tribes has fashioned a load of fish traps that face the direction of the current, and you can get quite a decent haul out of the wide river. It's the Great Gray River is not as wide as, say, the Nile or the Mississippi, but it's comparable. There are places where you can ford the river where it's shallow enough you can hop the stones, but this is certainly not one of those places. And it's not deep like a Norwegian fjord like that, but it's a great river.
So is it one of the kinds that's quite broad, but in the dry season tends to get sandbars and has a sort of a serpentine channel through the middle of it?
There is plenty of that too, yeah.
Okay.
Blogveer could probably wade across the river, and it would probably get to he's about 10 feet tall.
He's 10 and a half, so
10 and a half, so it might be about elbow or shoulder at the deepest for him.
Okay.
That's an estimate that you can see from the shore.
Okay. All right. In that case, I guess we'll head up river, then down river by, I guess, a few hours travel both directions, just to sort of see if there's any activity in the area, or if there's any evidence of anyone maybe traveling on the river.
Not on your side of the river. There is a point about 2 hours south where the water gets quite shallow, and there's plenty of sandbars. This is one of the examples of the place where you could indeed ford the river, but it would take you a while, as it would suck you down to about your hips. You do see kind of a faint wisp of smoke on the horizon there. So there is a camp, maybe about a dozen fires. Make me a wild lore check.
Okay. I'll shade my eyes, and not going to be great. I shade my eyes, and with a 12, I'll gaze across the water, and I say, Blogveer, do you see anything better from your vantage?
Squints. Blogveer just squints his eyes and looks out there, and I guess I'll make a wild lore check.
Go for it.
I kind of just like look and try to see, but I'm a little shorter than them, so I have even a worse view than they do.
Blogveer got a 5, so he's like, no.
I start crawling up Blogveer's back, like, hold on, I'll get a view.
What?
I crawl up on his back and like look over his shoulders, and I got a 17.
Oh, well then, you actually do indeed see the smoke of about 8 campfires and a handful of pavilions with kind of a spiked palisade around it, a temporary outpost that has a banner that you can barely make out. It may or may not look like a great fish over the actually kind of embroidered on that banner there.
It's an outpost. They have a makeshift wall up, about 8 fires, and a fish banner. Don't recognize it.
Do you have grades in possible society?
Nope.
What would that be under?
Probably that would be under.
Oh yeah, I found it. I do not have it.
Okay. Well, at the mention of a fish banner, you guys could make a lore test.
All right. Got a 4.
7.
15 here.
15.
Yep. Double sixes.
Yes, indeed, Keith. That is an Atlantean banner.
Okay. I go, Look at Blogveer. Look over there again.
At this point, I'm crawling down off of his back now.
And I'm thinking to myself, If I tell him that's an Atlantean banner, there's a chance I'm going to have an ogre charging across his river for blood. So I say, I'm not sure. I have an idea, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well, let's hear it then. What's your idea?
That could be, well, there are many different societies that use fish as their symbol. I happen to know one who is a fae who uses the pike as his symbol. And from this distance, I cannot see if maybe that fish might be a pike. It could be. There are others, though, that also use the fish as a symbol.
I couldn't make out what fish it was, could I, by the way?
You would not be familiar with that species of fish.
All right, please continue.
So, it could be Atlanteans, or it could be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
or it could be Fae, or it could be some other different tribe. There are so many of these human tribes that have different symbols. There could definitely be a tribe that has a fish as a symbol.
Atlanteans. Logbeard just bends down and looks right in your face. Did you say Atlanteans?
I might have, but I'm not sure. Now hold my finger up. Just
Logbeard turns around and takes great strides towards the fires in the distance.
Logbeard, slow down. That could be
Atlanteans.
Come on, big fella, you got to go through the river to get there. You don't want to do that.
All right, he stops dead in his tracks. Kind of skids a little bit.
There are more ogres nearby that we can actually employ to help us take this, because if the three of us go over there right now and try to kill 8 fires worth of men, we're probably going to get slaughtered.
Logbeard's back's to you guys, but his left hand is gripping something, and he may or may not be shaking a little bit.
If you were to go over there in your rage and throw yourself upon their spears and die this day, would that in any way avenge your love?
Blogveer, his back's to you, so you can't see him, but he's trembling. And in Blogveer's mind, he's thinking, okay, good, they think I'm angry, but when in fact I'm shitting my pants because there's water there that I'm going to have to cross. So he's like, yes, of course. Yeah.
I go over there and start like tugging on your belt, like, come on, big fella.
Remember the words of the Babushka.
It's fine. Fish fuckers.
You know, I keep hearing you say that, and I keep thinking to myself, that would be a very odd thing to do.
They're depraved.
Yes, but
They fuck all the fish. That's how they breed. Their women are fish.
I've never seen Atlantean women, so I really can't say yes or no.
They're abominations. We should kill them all. And he starts walking again. He stops. No, never mind. You're right. I stop.
But let's take this back to the village and let them know that there is a encampment of possibly hostile individuals, and see what the chieftain and the Babushka wish to do, because we are in their territory. We're not going to be starting a war in their territory without their consultation.
Aren't we supposed to help these fish fuckers now?
No, maybe. Pause. I don't know.
I thought we were supposed to get live sacrifices that they were attacking the fish fuckers.
They may be. That's what we have been told. But they don't look to be attacked currently. They look peaceful at the moment.
I could remedy that. Just say the word.
I know you could, but we must be responsible to our hosts and not cause a war that they may have to reap the benefits, or the benefits in blood of.
Damn your silver tongue, Faye. Fine, we'll have it your way.
So yes, let us retreat before we're spotted, and so that we don't lead these these fish consorts, as you keep saying, back to this village.
Fish fuckers, yes.
I don't know much Orgurish, but I believe that word does mean consort. Yes, to consort with, or is that now the British folk use that word when they stab someone, meaning to thrust or to place something with. Oh, okay, now I understand.
with their manhood.
Yes.
Yes, they thrust.
Yes.
Yes, they thrust.
I understand this. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Gilfbeck can demonstrate. I'll find a fish. Hold on.
That's
To find a
okay.
fish, you have to go into
That's
the water.
That's okay. I don't think I need a demonstration at this moment.
Are you sure? You seem confused.
I am familiar with the process. It's the language.
Oh, okay.
So
Sing us a song on the way back to calm my
Okay.
nerves.
I will. As we get away from the water, I'll sing a little jaunty tune about a young minstrel who did some great deeds in a faraway land and was rewarded by being immortalized. So that's going to be a 14 for my song.
Beautiful. You can remove a grade of exhaustion.
Huh.
Here.
I don't know if he had any.
So back at the village there, again, the guards don't accost you. They wave you through. The Babushka is busy tending to Skarnir's mad, feverish mutterings from his dreams. He's muttering about some clawed, multi-limbed, multi-jointed demon coming after him, and he keeps saying, "Oh," kind of tossing his head back and forth, all sweaty and awful. The mammoth, Sheehan, my mammoth.
Well,
He's still asleep, but he's talking asleep.
I'll just inquire with the Babushka. Is he getting any better?
She dabs his forehead. She goes, "I've just administered him a tea. He should be quieting down shortly."
He might be better in a chain.
Maybe. Hopefully.
I would say maybe a chain and a half.
Well, we have found the place, the suitable place for the ritual. I believe the standing stones nearby, and
that site many times before for my village. I know it well.
it does seem to be safe, though. We went down to the river's edge to scout the area for possible harvesting of wood, seeing that that's where you would harvest it from at this time, apparently. And we did notice a gathering of people across the river. This should be a small settlement or a fortification.
Is that those Atlanteans are still there?
That is what they truly are.
They have a great striped fish on their heraldry, do they not?
There was a fish, yes.
Oh.
But could it not be some? Of course, at this time, I'm looking over at Blogveer the entire time and saying, could it possibly not be some other Nimercian tribe, maybe? Or are we sure it's Atlanteans?
There are none of my people who have fish on their heraldries. No. The only other tribes that have fish are the kingfisher, the fanged fish tribe. These are all troll men, you see, not as we are.
Interesting. But have you treated with these Atlanteans? Have you had any trade with them, or any? Have you spoken with them at all?
Only once. Their captain came across the river and spoke to me.
With respect,
that their number was only passing through, and they were meaning to go parlay with the Arborians to the north, and I guess that did not go well for them.
Probably not. I have a feeling that they would if depending on what negotiations they were trying to carry out with my cousins, they might find themselves at the end of the sword or spear as easily as at the end of a trade.
She
But
has her back to you as she's got a mortar and pestle going. She's making a few poultices, and over her shoulder, she kind of grumbles. How many fires did they have lit? Did you see?
at least 8.
Oh, well, there are 3 times that many when they went to go speak to your cousins.
Hmm.
She cackles.
Mm-hmm.
They gave them damn good thrashing then.
Must have. You would like them, Blogbeer. Arborians are, well, I guess the word in your language would be fun. They tend to thrust often and without concern for what they are thrusting into some guns.
Good. We should get them and kill all the fish fuckers.
That is a possibility, especially if they've been offended by them. So, they've been known to raise great armies for less. So.
The Babushka only smiles and then hands Sheehan a pouch full of poultices. There's about 12 of them in there. These are for you and your traveling. I'm assuming that you know how to use them.
We'll pull one of them out and look. He has literally nothing in. Well, he has wilderness store, but he has nothing in like apothecary hall.
Oh, she was just assuming. She doesn't know.
That's fine. Oh no, yeah. Oh yes, yeah. Just so you know, I just rolled double ones.
Oh no!
On a lore test. Oh yes, I know exactly how to use these. Yes, we use these all the time back in my home.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll take that and place it in my pouch.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay.
No one gets hurt.
So, did you gather the wood that I needed? Yes, well done.
Yeah, we did get some. We're going to see if we can get some workers together to get some more, and make sure we have plenty. But as I said, we want to make sure that they were safe.
I'll take a handful of the villagers with you and gather me a few logs, build a pyre. I will meet you in that standing stone later today.
It shall be done. He bows his way out. We'll probably want to go over and talk to Shelka and see if he knows of anyone who might be available at the moment.
Shelka will send his 2 eldest daughters and his oldest son with you.
Okay.
They are in their late teens or early 20s.
Okay. So good age to be out doing some good manual labor.
Of course.
I'll see if we can't find ourselves if there's a couple of bronze axes to the yacht to go out and do some swinging, get some wood.
All 3 of them would have brought such a thing with them.
Wonderful. All right, then I guess, unless you gentlemen have anything else you need to carry out, I guess we'll gather some wood.
No, let's go get some wood.
Yep. Blogbeer can carry a bunch of wood back.
Mm-hmm.
Kick down a couple trees,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can probably just tear the damn saplings out by the roots, Blogbeer.
Just be respectful, please. So, no, no wanton destruction of trees, the ones we need. So, and
do you go south or do you go north?
I think we'll go north this time because I don't want to get down there and possibly risk a confrontation with Atlanteans.
Okay. You're gonna find at least a few dozen suitable trees along that way. How long are you planning on harvesting here?
Till we get enough. I mean, if it's long in the day and to the edge of night, I definitely want to leave before nightfall so we can get back to the village. But,
all right, so we'll say roughly it was about 1 o'clock when you guys left the village and moved north, taking about, we'll say, about 4 hours from there. It's just before or in the middle of dinner time for them. Blogfear, you can probably carry about 6 or 8 logs over one shoulder. What is his encumbrance currently at? With
Currently, it is at 3.
Okay, so you can bring yourself maybe to a point or so under your max and still be able to walk, and that's that's lumber over one shoulder, we'll say. The
Righty.
kids will they'll have about 3 over their shoulders, and we'll say what are the other 2 of you wanting to do here?
I guess my thought is to keep an eye out as far as basic guarding, making sure nothing's coming up on us.
Playing
And
sentry duty then.
yes,
And then I don't think that I would be big enough to really carry many logs along, so I'll probably just be keeping a sentry duty as well.
we could also carry their axes and such, their equipment they brought with them, so that's less they have to carry.
Yeah, so I'll carry that kind of stuff too then.
We'll say for the first half of your expedition here. In a particularly sandy section of the river, there you kind of link up, not on purpose, mind you, but you kind of run into a small grouping of the Auroch, the prehistoric wild cattle. And, there's a rather impressive looking bull who, with his heifers and his calves, are down drinking by the river, and that bull gives you Gilfek a rather menacing look, and he snorts at you, kind of bares his horns.
I just glare back at them, but keep my distance. Just stick with the group.
But yeah, if you guys keep together and kind of give them a wide berth, they'll leave you alone. It was kind of a tough guy puffing right there. Is basically what that was.
Okay.
So the second half of your expedition goes uneventfully, and you're able to gather as much wood as you possibly can. Who has more grades in awareness between the 2 centuries?
My total 6 I have.
I have 1 grade in awareness.
Okay. I need Sheehan to make an awareness test, please.
All right. That's an 11.
Okay. You kind of give a stray look across the river. You're kind of taking in the beauty of the Great Gray River. There is the Green River in the woodland realm where you come from, but it's not nearly as the Blue River is clear. There is something about the Gray River that is dark and mysterious, and to you, it's exotic and fascinating. There are portions of the Blue River back home where you can actually see the bottom. You can see the fish, the great fish that swim about, and the river weed below. And it's you've been destimulated for to such things, but a body of water that you cannot see the bottom of just kind of captivates you.
Okay.
As you're taking in this scene, you lock eyes just for a moment with an outrider astride a quadrupedal beast with a dark mane. Its legs have the beast's legs have the almost the primordial stripes of their prehistoric ancestors, and this beast is clad in bronze barding, not in a fashion that you've seen before, but not unlike fish scales in this way. The rider is mortal of some kind who is wearing a bronze breastplate that is both burnished and polished in a way where it looks like fish scales himself, and he's got a great blue-green plume, kind of a mohawk, not unlike a Greek Corinthian helm
Okay.
on his head. He's got a great long spear. He looks like an ancient, fantastic, of a very artful representation of kind of like a Byzantine cataphract, heavily armed and armored. You see this being just looking at you from the saddle across the river.
Okay. I will definitely keep my eyes on him. Alert the rest of them to the fact that there is an outrider watching us from across the river. Is this one of the areas that's fordable?
This is not. You would have to go
Okay.
back down to where you saw the camp before, and then that's about 6 hours out of the way to get to where he's standing.
Okay, so he's not really a threat to us. It just happens to be there. Okay.
No, he's just observing.
Okay. In that case, I'll make sure
His spear
go
point
back to.
pointed at the dirt, but
Yeah.
after a moment, he puts the spear butt. He kind of rests it on the top of his foot. He doesn't have stirrups in this saddle, mind you,
Okay.
but he kind of rests it on his ankle.
Okay. I'll sort of acknowledge the presence and nod of the head, then I'll go back to looking on our side of the river to make sure there's nothing else here. Make sure we're not being threatened, possibly.
There is no immediate threat on your side of the river.
Okay. So then I will let Gilfrick know, hey, sort of motion with my head across the river and sort of look askance at Blogveer and just sort of nod to the bearded folk fellow.
And I'll just nod back to you and keep an eye on,
Okay.
on the guy over there too.
Okay. I'll start up a song. I'll just start singing a walking song. So, not my best. 12.
After a few minutes, Gilfek, you see the rider kind of wheel his mount around, and he canters off into the underbrush.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna say you get back to the village around about an hour after dinner time.
I'm hungry.
You're in
As am
luck
I.
because the hunters slaughtered a pair of boar, and you were out earlier that day, so you will eat quite well this evening.
Wonderful. I'll go look for Shumash and let him know about the Atlantean across the river watching us.
Shamash looks concerned for a few moments, but he dismisses it. They have had scouts for in the area for a couple of months now, but they've never crossed the river. Aside from the once to speak to the Babushka, but they've never come back since.
That is good. They have the look of a very capable race as far as their weaponry and their armaments.
I have never seen mortals ride beasts as they do.
I know that my cousins to the north ride war beasts, but not of that type.
What? You speak of the Arboreans?
Yes.
I have heard tell from the minstrels who travel far and wide over the 9 kingdoms that the Arboreans raise mammoths to knock down trees and clear farmland. Is that true?
I've heard the tales myself. truthfully, I've never actually been to their lands to see it for myself, but I've heard tales of this, that they somehow have some kind of mystical connection with the beasts, that they can speak with them and they listen as if they were men and do tasks of that nature.
That would be a sight to see. That is a gift from the gods, if ever I'd heard of such a thing.
That it is. So they claim that, of course, my Arborean cousins worship a goddess by the name of Lekra, the goddess of storms, and it's claimed that the reason why they have such a connection is that the goddess of storms once heard of these things moving at great haste across the plains, and the sounds of them reminded her of the song that she sings in times of storms. So she tamed them and gave them to her children, so that they too might be able to have that rolling thunder when they went to war or when others threatened them.
Is there a song about such a thing? Would you sing it for us?
I know one, maybe. I'll try to sing one. And
Sheehan is beginning to turn into our party's bard.
that's a 15. Hey,
Ooh,
you give Don Fairfolk a song, I want to use it.
hell yeah, man.
Yeah. So he starts singing a song. It doesn't quite. The tune seems to be off just a little bit, though he does a passable job of trying to sing it in Nimercian. But the original song is in Fairfolk, so he attempts it in Nimercian. So
With a 15, you're able to make your point and the message of the song heard, and everyone understands you actually quite well.
wonderful. So it is a song of Lekra hearing the thunder of the mammoths, and it kindling a kinship in her heart that she wished to give to her people, to her children. So, and
What is Gilfek's opinion of Arboreans? Historically, Arboreans and bearded folk are the closest of friends, and there is much love between your peoples.
He would he'd have an opinion of them that they're good folk from what he's heard. He's probably not met one. He's lived a simple life, and for most of his life in a small village without a whole lot of travel, and his village is decently out of the way, so he probably hasn't met one, but he was raised to understand the connections that they've had with his people, and he views them favorably.
Ah, perfect. Just for clarification, yes, your encumbrance is equal to your physique score.
And
Nice.
and for this song, Gilfek definitely takes interest in it because he doesn't know a whole lot about these people, and this is kind of new information to him about how they managed to tame the mammoths and everything, and he pays close attention to the song and listens to it, and kind of thoughts start getting going into his mind like, well, they must not be that terribly far away if, the Atlanteans around here might have had a scuffle with them, from what he understands. So maybe he could make some time to go and visit their lands sometime after this is all said and done, and he just kind of gets to thinking about what their lands would be like, and if maybe he could find a new life for him and his son once they go there, and all these thoughts just start getting raced into his head. He just basically tries to stay positive and tries not to be too pessimistic.
All right, beautiful. Do you you deliver? I'm just going to assume that you deliver the lumber to the Babushka, and so you stack it neatly outside her hovel, and then go to dinner. And we'll say the night passes there with some revelry, as there is music. There's no holidays to be celebrated, but Nimercians do enjoy a good song and dance, and you are served almost a wine-like liquor, kind of a more kind of a soupy mead that is flavored with tree resin and fermented tomatoes. It's a little on the spicy sweet side, but there is quite a bit of it to go around. And if you allow yourselves to, you can get rather drunk here tonight.
Even blog beer, there's enough for that. I mean, he can
the
take a lot.
The other ogres are already into it.
I mean, Blogbeard is going to have some, he's going to drink some, but he's not going to get like blackout total drunk. He needs to have some of his faculties, but he's definitely going to partake in it.
There you go.
Gilfek's gonna hold off. Atlanteans being so nearby, and even if they haven't had an incident yet, he's known that ill luck has been following him and Blogbeer for some time now. So he kind of is a little bit superstitious about, well, just as we arrive, we spot an Atlantean scout across the river after they haven't bothered these people in so long. So he's going to just keep his faculties about him. He's a little bit nervous about the whole evening.
Sheehan at first will start drinking and making merry, maybe sing another couple of songs. If they have local minstrels, he'll try to sort of join in with that, enjoying himself a bit. And then after about 2 cups or so, as he's looking out at the these Nimercians dancing, enjoy themselves, he catches a glimpse of the shadow of movement.
Ooh.
Sees the hint possibly of a mask, and he stops and he goes over to one of the tables and he'll take a seat, and after that he'll just have water. He won't be drinking anymore. He'll just stare into that corner.
I will say that you have been seeing that mask or something that would look like it. You probably you keep telling yourself, no, it's my mind's playing tricks on me. But you could swear by all the gods that those eyes have been watching me all day, and in my sleep, everywhere I go, I see that damn thing.
Yes. That even though for a moment he forgot, he was reminded.
And that entity will remind you as soon as you believe that you have forgotten. No. That thing will always be there. As you sit down, you feel the fingertips of its claws, like just ever so slightly. It's so cold. It runs its finger down your spine. Once you pay it heed and maybe like shiver a little bit, the instant that instant the feeling is gone.
He'll move a bit closer to I'm sure there's a fire going at some point. He'll move a little closer to that and find an upturned log to sit on, and he'll watch the merriment around him and such, but and he'll smile, but the smile doesn't quite reach his eyes. So he's definitely a show.
We'll say that, Spirit, there has been an eeriness for Gilfek this whole 3 days as well. This constant feeling of being watched, and you can't put your finger on it.
And with everyone partying like this, Gilfek's going to take it upon himself to join in the whoever would be standing guard or watch or sentries or whatever they would have, because that he doesn't like the idea of everyone being merry and drunk and this strange feeling lording over him and all this. So he's going to be completely focused on keeping watch and just patrolling the village and just doing sentry duties for the night.
Near to where the dancing and they have 3 bonfires lit, and people are kind of dancing in small groups around it. Near to there, a little bit off to the side, there is a central, kind of like towards the center of the village, kind of a kind of a bigger watchtower that you could take up a position in there, and you could see the entire outer wall if you really wanted to.
Yeah, he'd probably go up there then and keep a lookout from there.
There are 3 other men up there with varying impressive beards. A couple of the older veterans, and they're passing around a kind of a red clay cask of this alcohol. But there is significantly less alcohol in the air up here in the tower than there is down on the floor, if you know what I mean. Like they had just started drinking when everyone else down below has been drinking for hours.
Noticing this, he'll still abstain from drinking anything, and he's thinking to himself a little bit like, all right, even the guards are starting to drink now, so it's not going to be long before everyone in the whole village is drunk. So it makes him think even more he needs to be alert and on his wits. And he just scans the horizon, constantly looking, making sure nothing's approaching the village, occasionally checking back to make sure nothing's already snuck into the village.
Okay. Your paranoia gives me comfort, by the way. Give me a second. I gotta pull something up for you. Kind of a younger mortal sitting off to your left, Gilfek, who has the cask in one hand, and he has a really small clay cup in the other, and he takes a drink. And his name is Kor. You've met him a couple times. He's one of the hunters. He goes, "Oh, Gilfek." He puts his cup down. He kind of runs his runs his fingers through his beard. He goes, "There's a bow and a quiver full of arrows behind you. You can have that one. We're not going to be drinking much up here. This is the last." He kind of shakes it a little bit, and there's not much left in it. We're working tonight, and he winks at you.
Good. You should keep your wits about you. Well, no one else in the village is.
You feel that too, huh? And the other two guys up in the towers, they just kind of like nod, and they're like, kind of squint and just kind of give this, all right, yeah, look. They're keeping a weather eye on the horizon and in the darkness, but these three guys think that something's up, and that gives you a hell of a pause for worry.
Yeah, I mean, he was already thinking something was up, and to see other people thinking something's up makes him basically, he went from being suspicious to downright paranoid at this point. Like, he is basically convinced, and pretty much no one else will convince him otherwise, there is something going to happen tonight. His superstition is raging right now.
Please roll me an intuition test, which is a roll based on sight there, 2d8 plus your sight modifier, and I will give you a +3 bonus. You will be using the other guys in the tower with you, their bonuses.
All right, I'm going to use my narrator dice for this too.
Beautiful. Well done.
All right, so that just lets me roll one extra dice.
Yeah, what you would do with that is you would roll your 2d8 as normal, and then you'd add your modifiers to it, and then you'd roll the narrator dice, and that one can explode too. So
All right.
Keep that in mind.
All right, so hold on. Just let me. I only have 2 dice. I'm going to add my total together before rolling again. Oh, I got an 8 on my narrator dice. Does that mean does that explode since it's an 8?
The narrator dice does explode as well.
All right, so I got a 24 total.
Yeah. There's some shit here, man. There's you don't know where it is, but you can feel it. As almost your primal sense as a hunter is kicking in here, but your eyes are not registering the threat. This is the disconnect.
All right, at this point, he's gonna leave the tower and rush down to where his companions are, and he goes over to Sheehan. He like grabs at your arms, like, come on.
Logveer went about 4 cups in, and now he's going to drain the sea monster.
What's going on?
We need Blockveer now. I rush over, like you can tell, like all the time you've seen Gilfek, he's been nervous before, but this time he just looked downright terrified. And he runs over to just runs around looking at Blogbeard. I start shaking on your leg like, Blogbeard.
He's peeing everywhere. It's pissing everywhere. What? What do you want?
Something's not right. I feel it in my beard, Blogbeard. Something's not right.
I'm trying to piss.
Listen to me.
And he looks back at Sheehan. He's like,
Come on. My eyes, they can't see as well as yours.
Sheehan will run over to their hut and come out with his shirt of bronze mail, throwing it over his head with his bow and quiver.
at this point, Gilfak never took his armor off to begin with after the night started.
All right.
Blog, get your weapon, get your armor, get ready.
I'm not done pissing. It was a lot.
Hurry up.
I'm trying. It's like a waterfall, basically. Like, it's just pretty bad.
Okay, in that case, I'll run over to Shimash, which I'm sure he's probably quite drunk, and
He
say,
is completely shit-faced.
okay, now look for Shelka.
Shelka is well, as Nimercians go, you know that they have the freckles on their cheeks and their nasal bone there, but you see there's a little bit of red there. He's not drunk, but he's a little bit inebriated. He has his wits about him when you do see him, though.
I'll run up to him and I'll say, Shelka, you might want to gather any of the men who happen to be somewhat sober and just don't cause a panic, but just to be safe, we might want to make sure the walls are manned. And he's going to go over and scurry up that tower.
And Shelka just he was sitting down with his wife and two daughters, and he just rubs his face like hauls himself to his feet. What is? Yeah, I will gather some of the warriors. Kind of like pinching the bridge of his nose, kind of, you know how you're drunk and then someone immediately says, "Oh, you need to go do something," and then you mentally say, "Oh shit, I'm gonna have to think. Give me a second here."
And they're done.
And fight through it. Yeah, that's the expression on Shelka's face.
I guess after Blogveer deflates his dragon, he'll go and lumber over and grab his big stone club.
And then Gilfak's gonna go to and try and find the Babushka.
The Babushka is enjoying herself at the dance. She is not indeed dancing, or she has not drunk a drop tonight either. So thankfully, the old bag is still full of her wits.
He's gonna go over there.
Babushka.
No, what is it? Why are you fearful?
Pardon me, but may we speak in private?
Of course. You drag her away. What's going on?
There's something wrong, Babushka. My eyes can't see it, but I feel it deep in my beard and my soul. Something ain't right. Something ain't right with the air tonight. Do you feel it?
I have felt something, but it's not. I don't believe it's anything to worry about. It has nothing to do with us. That's all I can tell you.
Something ain't been right since we arrived, Babushka. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit.
Go to the gate. I will meet you there.
Nods like 3 times to her, like hastily, and rushes and tries to find Blogveer again, which he left to finish releasing his bladder. And he goes back to roughly where he left him and tries to find him again. Shouldn't be too hard. Find this lumbering beast wandering around. And
Blogveer, come on. We're going to the gate.
What is it, Gil?
We're going to the gate.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
Sheehan, I think I saw him go to the tower. That's the best place for him. He'll get a good view there. Me and you are going to the gate. Come on.
What are we looking for? Darkness? I found it. Look around.
I don't know yet. The Babushka said she'll meet us at the gate. Come on.
All right. Blogveer is just dragging his club, like indention in the dirt, whatever. He's feeling good. But now his buzz, he's kind of getting, buzzkill here. He's like, oh, fuck, what are we doing?
Like I'm just
He's
like
just
grabbing,
lumbering along.
I'm grabbing Blogveer by like his hand or his, cloak or whatever he has. I can grab onto him, futilely trying to drag him along.
As you two get to the gate, Shilka has about a dozen other warriors in various stages of inebriation, and Shilka is wearing a bronze breastplate that's like half on, and he's got a broadsword in one hand and a wooden shield that's kind of drooping, and the guys are just standing there at the gate, and Shilka just looks at you two. You can see that there's some drunkenness on his face, but he's just trying to maintain. The man's doing a fantastic job doing it. And I'm going to need all of the party to make awareness tests.
Oh, crackers.
I got a 13.
Beautiful.
I got 12.
Yeah.
And Keith?
23.
23. All right. You all see beyond the village, there's a span of land. There's kind of a lowland just to the north and to the west of you. As the river kind of snaked west and then kind of like whipped around to kind of make this big S shape. In one of the pockets of land, you see, I'm going to describe this the best way that your characters would understand this, flashes of unnatural light. And Sheehan, I need him to make an intuition test, as he's the closest to such an art.
That'll be a 9.
Damn. Okay, he doesn't know either. So, what you do hear on the wind is the cries of men and the sounds of battle, and shouts in an alien tongue. And that is about an hour and a half's walk from the village and straight north. And the only reason you're seeing this is because of the light flash over there.
Okay. I'll point that out to the other guys in the tower with me and yell down.
They're just spellbound.
Yeah, and yell down to the guys at the front gate. There's something going on to the north. A natural light.
Was Sheehan the only one that heard all the screaming in the foreign language?
No, you guys all hear this. Sheehan has a better vantage point to hear it, but it's still unintelligible to both of you.
So it's not Atlantean or anything?
It actually is.
Oh, well, then I understand it.
Then yes, you do hear the sound of an Atlantean commander.
Atlanteans, fish fuckers. They're getting slaughtered.
Make a lore test, actually. Just Blogveer, actually.
7.
Actually sounds like they're winning.
Yes, of course, they're getting slaughtered. Damn fish fuckers. Weaklings. But when he says it, you hear in his voice that he's like, oh fuck, they're winning. You can tell.
I kind of look at Blogveer and give him a look. I'm like,
Brog, what's going on?
Fish fuckers are fighting someone, it sounds like, and they're winning, unfortunately.
Okay. I'll yell down from the tower and say, Blogveer, you've seen these, is this what it looks like when the Atlanteans fight? The lights? Is that some kind of power they have? Some gift from the Fae, possibly?
I don't think Blogbeard knows that, does he? I don't think that lights were during his.
Roll me. Let me. Okay, well, here, odd or even. I'll roll.
Odd.
Ooh, yes, actually, you fought one battle against the Atlanteans. It was actually at night, and they had a group of sorcerers that, amongst their number, who actually supplemented their line of infantry, and the discharge of magic actually makes that spell that glow.
Yes, they've done this before. Sorcerers on the front lines. They are casting spells this night. Whoever they are fighting is losing.
Sheehan will scurry down the ladder, walk over to Blogbeer and Gilfrick and say, "Do you fellows fancy a bit of daring do? I think we need a closer look at what's going on."
I hate it when you're right, but I think it's best. We need to know what we're up against.
I'll look over at Shelka and I'll say, "Me and my companions will go out and see what's actually going on, and we'll be back shortly. We're just hold fast here."
Shelka sheaths his sword and rubs his face with his gauntlet again and says, I'm going to be closing the gates behind you and sealing the village. When you come back, and please do come back, holler, and we will let you in.
We'll have Blogbeer do it, so you'll be sure to hear it.
Make sure you're quick, or you'll be missing a gate if they're hot on our heels.
Make sure that they don't see you.
Yes.
He scolds you. Mostly Blogbeer.
Yeah, Blogger just looks down at himself and he just looks at him like, really? How do you expect me to hide all this? But he just shrugs.
Their ways. So
I have seen ogres hide themselves at night quite well. Do not tell me you're a clumsy member of your kin.
They're just cowards. And why hide? Go there and fight them. Yeah, he mumbles.
okay. So with that,
leave. They close the door behind you.
Yeah. Okay. And we'll make our way towards that way, I guess. How quickly can you jog, Gilfrick?
How would I determine how fast I can move?
You move the same rate as a human.
Yep.
I can keep up.
Okay.
Blogbeer has no ranks in song, but he wants to start singing.
It's gonna sound horrible.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's gonna just roll.
He doesn't care.
All right, so that's like a 6.
Oh, yeah.
He's just singing a song about the great goddess of carnage and how she's amazing and bathed in the blood of the enemies and everything. It's very broken up and it hurts your ears like nails on a chalkboard and sounds like someone's like raping a pig at some points. It's horrible. It's bad.
All right.
Well done.
Rock, just shut it already. They'll hear us coming a mile away.
With a 19, I do a counter song to look along with it to actually start harmonizing a little bit and working that really rough song into a battle chant.
Yes.
All right.
Blogbeard just smiles at this as Gilfek is just telling him to shut up, and then Sheehan starts helping him. He's like, "Ha ha, fuck you, Gilfek. We're doing it. Ha ha
ha." All right. As it goes late into the evening, you can still see the flashes, and as you get closer and closer, the sounds of battle do not die down at all. It's now in full swing as you're about I'd say about 200 yards away. You see what is left of what seems to be an infantry unit going head to head in kind of an extended slugging match with another group that looks like a mixture of goblins, troll men, and maybe some bandits, mortal bandits. But these mortals are clad in kind of a wispy black linen, almost like robes, layered robes that almost could be form-fitting with leather armor over the top of it. The mortals seem like they're the ones in charge here, but the Atlanteans and their magicians supplementing their line are again towing the line against whatever this onslaught is.
I know who these are. I've seen these forces before. I tell my companions.
There's a tree conveniently about 30 feet to your left, Sheehan.
I think I tell the two of them, I'm going to go up this tree, and I'm going to kill as many of these people. And I look at Blogbeer and say, I apologize. I'm going to kill as many of these attacking as I can. I'm going to try to wound a few that we can possibly drag back and sacrifice. These are the ones we're after.
Wait, cultist?
Yeah.
Finally a fight!
As you say that, like the fear fades from Gilfek's eyes and just a determination, not like a blood rage like Blogbeer has all the time, but like just more like a determination replaces his fear.
Yeah, my companions, watch each other's backs. These foes are not, they're not to be taken lightly. And he runs over and scurries up said tree.
Make a climb check for me. Or, excuse me, athletics.
Okay, that's going to be a 13 for that.
Perfect. You get up there and you wedge yourself into a good Y shape there.
All right.
Your quiver is quite full, and just so you guys know, we will be entering a mass combat situation. This is indeed a pitched battle. I'm not going to tell you the numbers on both sides, but this is indeed two armies going at it. Now, which side are you siding on? Who is the enemy here?
Gilfek considers the cultist to be the enemy.
Blogbeer considers the fish fucker the enemy, but he's not going to fight him. He's going to go for the cultist, But if some fish fuckers get in the way, he can't stop the momentum from his swing. It happens, but he's going to focus on the cultist because, he's going to try his damnedest to focus on the cultist. He don't know what's going to happen in the heat of battle, but he's going to try to kill the cultist.
Also, bear in mind that it is in the middle of the goddamn night, so it's going to be a little on the hard side to see, save for the the tracers of the spells going off. Wink, wink.
Come on, Gil, let's go kill some fuckers. Pick up Gilfek and start charging.
All right. Give me 1 second to set this up for you.
And when I get in there, I'm going to attempt to just throw Gilfek on the first cultist I see.
You gonna like spike him like
Yeah.
a volleyball?
You just throw him at him like a wild bearded folk just coming at you. Spear out.
All right. So I'm writing down reaction here. I actually randomly generated this battle, so this is actually quite organic and spontaneous, guys. It's gonna be pretty good.
Hopefully we don't organically and spontaneously all die, though.
That's
what we're going for.
That is the escalation of the shit. I'm gonna have to give Skarnir a hard time for missing out his first mass combat.
I think he has a good excuse though, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I can't blame him.
Hell yeah,
too much.
Man. Like I said, he's got his own adventure to go on.
Let me just say that if you actually have rules for mass combat like this, then that's massive bonus points for the system in my book, because those rules are hard to come by for most games.
They are rough draft currently, so I apologize for the choppiness, but Keith and I are indeed making a fantasy Bronze Age tactical portion that doesn't require a grid.
Yep,
So
that's awesome.
it's going to have a really unique flavor to it, and most people either won't be on board with it because it doesn't have a grid, or they'll be all over it like it's white on rice.
Yep.
Very cinematic.
Yeah, I don't want
Alright.
to don't want to take away from game anymore. I just wanted to say that's awesome. And
Oh
This
no,
is
no,
great.
you're good. That's fine. Out of character is fine as I set this up. All right. Brief go over the rules. The three of you are currently at the far increment of range. Sheehan, you will be taking a -1 penalty as your bow can make far range attacks. However, you are at a distance of double that, -1 for your attack points. You don't
Okay.
have to be arcing it and doing the geometry to make those hits land. The
Right.
rest of you are on the foot, the infantry portion of your unit. You guys can move up to close or near range if you wish. However, you will be standing toe to toe with the Atlanteans, and it looks like they have they look like they have a legion out there. So they're currently in a shield wall press with a horde of goblins. So reaction rolls from the party, please.
Seven.
All right.
16 here.
And Gilfac.
I got. Do single 8s explode or only double 8s?
No, single 8s explode too. Double 8s are a crit. Double 8s
All
you
right.
automatically succeed. You don't have
So
to.
I got a
explode
single 8. So I'll.
Okay.
Oh, I got another 8.
Keep
Go.
rolling.
Oh dang!
Rolling.
I got a
Keep that roll
27.
high. Nice. Oh, he's gonna get with some fucking cultists here in a bit, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be fucking brutal. All right, Sheehan, would you be so kind as to make me another roll? You're going to be rolling for the cultist formation, and I
Okay.
need Blogbeer to roll me a
Hail.
2d8 for the Atlantean formation.
I got a
Well, sorry.
I have a 17 for the cultists.
I get a 6 for the fish fuckers.
God damn it. All right, they're going fucking last. All right. So, Gilfec will be opening up combat for your guys' unit. Describe for me. Let me give you a kind of a brief overview of the situation. Okay, you guys are kind of a lowland plain, okay? It kind of dips into a small valley. Not quite between two escarpments, but two large hills. Off to the west is that S-shape of the S-shaped curve of the Great Gray River. You can see out of the corner of your eye in that S shape is a shallow, sandy portion of the river where you can ford it. I'm not going to make you roll the wild lore, but in the wet season, the place that this battle is taking place is actually flooded because it is low enough. The river will actually link up, and this will actually make a lake. So, the grass here is about hip high. It's green. If you were to crouch and go into a stealth, it'll give you a +3 to your stealth rolls. If you want to sneak up on somebody, you have that option. The goblins of this world are the same height as bearded folk. They're short, they're stocky, and they look like big fanged toads, is what they look like. Ugly, bearded toads. The Atlanteans look similar as you are. I'm assuming he's moving up to engage, right?
Blogveer was carrying me and said he's going to throw me, so I don't really have.
Well, I mean that.
I mean,
That kind of went down the shitter when my reaction was low. So I mean, I can put you down and you can do what you want.
Okay. So, the Atlanteans look comparable to the humans that you've been staying with. So, picture in your mind, stay a heavily armored individual like that. They have bronze helmets, breastplates, shields, greaves, and bronze mail. They all have kind of a blue-green heavy cloak that goes over the breastplate and kind of trails off the back like a cape. again, they're in a shield wall press. It's kind of snaking back and forth. The troll men, you have engaged some of these Neanderthal-like individuals, dark skin, highbrow, and kind of stupid looking, but unfortunately not nearly as stupid looking as in fact as they indeed look. There are 6 goblins in your midst if you are willing to move up into melee range.
If I move up next to the shield wall, would I be able to hit anyone with my spear if I crouch down under their shields?
There wouldn't really be any room because their feet would be right there, and they're about 6 men deep in this shield wall press.
All right, so I'd like to try to sneak up on and catch one of the goblins unaware by crouching through the grass.
All right, stealth roll, man.
All right. Ooh, I got another 8.
Fantastic.
Hold on. Just gonna add things up.
That particular goblin unit, all 6 of them, got a measly 5 on their awareness.
I got a 23.
Nice. So yeah, they're not paying the fuck attention to you at all. They have quote more pressing concerns right now, unquote. So you can make an attack roll. You are well within their midst.
All right, let's hope that my luck doesn't run out now.
Get them.
And I got a 3 into 1.
Oh shit! All right, here.
I got a 5 total.
Well, actually, that goblin got a 5 on his defense. So what'll end up happening here?
Wait. I miscalculated. Sorry.
Is it more than a 5?
Yes, it is a 10, actually. I forgot to add my bonuses.
Send me the damage and describe for me how you dispatch this guy.
Damage is 1d8, right?
1d8 plus your physique modifier.
So that would be a 4 damage.
Okay. Describe for me how you slice him wide open. He is not quite felled yet, but he's looking pretty bad.
All right, Gilfig sneaks up behind this goblin and, crouching down into the grass, grips his spear with both hands, his half spear. The bronze tip gleams in the flashing lights of the sorcerer's spells. It is a grim determination as he goes up behind him and thrusts it deep into his shoulder and splits right in between his shoulder blade and his arm, sending blood flying, spews back all over his face, and kicks the goblin back off of a spear before readying himself for a counterattack.
All right. That is grim. Very brutal, man. He is going to howl in pain as he is kind of thrown to the floor. And there is another goblin there who is going to attempt to attack you with a, god damn it, a 6. My dice are going to hate me all sessions. This battle's going to be a cakewalk.
I got a 13 defense.
All right, so he's going to come at you with a kind of a pitted, very poorly maintained bronze sword, and you can describe for us how you evade this thrust from his sword.
All right, so he comes at me with the sword, and he swings at me, and being roughly the same height, I can see it coming pretty well, and I take a back step back and let him just swing straight to where I was standing and get my spear ready, and gonna try a counterattack whenever it comes my turn again.
All right, for that turn now, the cultist formation is going to attempt to attack the Atlantean line. All right. And the Atlanteans hold for this round, taking a few score of the cultists with them. And now Sheehan is the next to attack.
first thing he's going to do is survey this battle and look and see if he can find any people who are obviously commanders. So that's going to be an awareness test, I would assume.
Oh, yes.
So, okay. 17, that's going to be a 21 for that.
It looks like the Atlantean command unit is standing just on the slope of the northwestern hill,
Okay.
kind of looking down just opposite from the battle from you, almost
Okay.
perfectly opposite.
And is there an obvious commander to the cultists?
You can't see him worth a damn. He's
Okay.
either not present or in hiding.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to aim for one of the trollmen and see if
Fantastic.
I can feather him here. You see I'm at -1, right?
Arc that arrow well.
Let's see.
As you have the high ground, it will be a +2 to your damage. Remember that.
Okay. All right. In that case, it can be a total of 13 to hit him.
He is not paying attention, and you hit him squarely.
All right.
Send it.
All right. In that case, 4, 5. That's going to be 7 points of damage as he draws the feather back to his cheek, feeling the breeze, noticing the way that the feathers on the arrow blow, so he can adjust just a bit. He takes in a deep breath and holds it for a second, and between heartbeats, releases the arrow into the air. It arcs high, arcing over the battle lines, over the Atlanteans, and down. And as one of the trollmen is rearing back with his spear to attempt to plunge it into one of the Atlanteans, it comes down and hits him in his shoulders, the base of his neck. So,
your arrow pierces his chest all the way down to the fletching and finds his heart. Stilling him instantly, he falls to the earth, twitching.
okay.
As the shield wall takes a few steps forward, and they stomp on his skull as they pass him. All right, so Blogfear is the next to act.
He charges. He charges down there.
Disappeared at this point. He charges in what? Sorry.
He charges into the goblins and just charges in, screaming. Ah!
All right, man. There is another 6 goblin unit, plus 2 trollmen there. Make an attack, please. Keep in mind that you have enough grades in your great hammer to make 2 attacks per round. Remember that?
Okay, so it's just 2d8 plus my club, what my rank in club, plus the modifiers for that.
Yes, and then 2d8 -1 for the second.
Okay.
Obviously, plus your physique modifier, -1.
It's 23 for the first attack.
That one. Oh, wait. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
And then second one. That is a 24 for the second one.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Oh, that's going to be brutal. So, describe for me your attack and send me damage for both.
Damage is 1d8 plus modifier, right?
Modifier, yes.
Okay. It's 11 for the first.
Oh, he spattered.
And that is a 1 on that one, so that's a 7.
Okay, both of them, they will have every bone in their body broken by your club, so describe for us how you destroy them.
Okay, the first one, I charge screaming as loud as I can, and I come down with my, dragging my stone hammer at my side, and I bring it up with a back swing, and it connects, and its whole body just grabs on to my stone club. As you can hear audibly, maybe even Sheehan, the cracking, like lightning hitting a tree, as all of his bones just shattered. Some of them poke through, his eyes pop out of his head as he grabs on, and his body is just flung into the darkness. You can't see him. and with not even flinching, brings down the hammer on the other one, and just squish, explodes. Just a geyser of blood, eyeballs fly everywhere. It's a paste on the ground and a crater from where he used to stand. As Blogveer, it just screams as the blood's all over him, and he just gorges in the bloodlust, and he just lets out a howl.
Beautiful. That thrown goblin corpse lands on a troll man several dozen feet away and shattering his spine, killing another of them.
Oh, nice.
So, and now the Atlantean formation is up. Hey, you know what, Alan? How about you roll me an attack test for them? Just their 2d8. I'm gonna roll their modifiers.
6 on my dice.
6 on the die. All right. So the cultist line. The cultists are actually able to defend, so the shield wall maintains for just this much longer. And now, Gilfek is the next to act. Let's hear it, brother.
All right. I got a 16 on attack.
Beautiful. You're attacking the next goblin?
I was attacking the one that just attacked at me.
Oh, excuse me. Yes. He got a 9 on his defense. Send it.
All right. I'm going to hit for 6 damage.
He is looking really, really bad. Describe for me.
All right. So he just swiped at me, and I was ready for a counterattack, and I thrust it up into his underarm that he left exposed, and push it up out, and it comes out of his arm the other side, and I pull back, tearing some flesh, and blood spews out. His blood pours down and runs down his side with bits of flesh still stuck on my bronze-tipped spear. And I step back and ready myself in a defensive position, ready to evade his next attack.
He is not dead yet, but he is about to drop. All right, so the cultist formation. Hey, Keith, you want to roll me a formation stand for them?
Certainly. 4.
Oh, okay.
3 and a 1.
All right, so the Atlanteans are going to defend and counterattack. Well done. The shield line moves about a dozen feet as they kill off these goblins and trollmen in droves. Now, Sheehan is the next to act.
Going to once again keep firing at the trollmen. I'm looking for the larger ones actually. So
Like a chieftain?
Like a chieftain, yes. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
make me an awareness test as you do that.
Okay, I'll do the awareness test for everything. Must be a 16 for awareness.
Okay. You said 2.
Okay. I will. The closer of the 2, I'll line up on.
Get him.
Oh. That is going to be on 29.
Oh my god.
Because of the -1. And I had a die explode twice. So
Jesus Christ, man.
29. Your -1 can't be 30.
I mean, that would have been a +1 when you leveled up to your physique if you weren't.
Well, I did level
range.
And
that's he's got a 14 on his defense. So you're gonna
Okay, so that's going to be a 9 for damage.
Oh,
so
brutal. Okay, so describe that for us.
So once again, he pulls back that arrow back to his cheek, feeling the tickle of the feather as he sights down, adjusts for winds, angles up, and looses. The arrow arcs up, slightly to the right, just as the wind catches it and makes a gentle curve back towards the intended target. And it comes down, and first off, is this a kill?
It is not going to be a
Okay.
kill, but it is going to
Okay.
it's going to take the wind out of his sails this turn.
All right. As it comes down, the tip is angled straight for his face, potentially an eye. But at the last moment,
Ooh.
he turns, and instead of actually going into the eye, it actually hits his cheek and buries itself in his jaw.
Oh, grim. All right. Keith, you can take a bonus narrator die that you can use for this session. That is brutal. All right. Oh yeah. That's gonna level his health there. Fantastic. I am going to need the next to act is Blogveer.
All right, he's gonna keep
Who else will
killing.
you sacrifice to the great goddess Carnage?
whoever's closest. I'm guessing another goblin.
There are, minus the 2 that you have just obliterated, there are the 4 remaining plus the 2 troll men that are attempting to accost you.
Well, I guess trollmen are up on the chopping block, so I'll attack them.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
That's a 21 on the first attack.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, fantastic. That's going to hit.
That is a
For the second attack.
23 on the second.
Oh, for God's sake, man. This is why I love ogre warriors. According to the lore, they're not a warrior-like people, but when they go to war, oh man, it's brutal. Both of those are going to connect describe for us and send me damage.
Okay. So one is a 13.
Oh yeah.
And the other one is a 15.
All right, you're going to slay both of them. Describe for us how you do so.
Okay, I bring my hammer above my head, and as I go to swing it down, I kind of instead of going in a downward motion, I kind of angle it to a swiping motion, and at the last second, and I bring it upwards, and I connect the first troll with just his head, and tear his head clean off. And I keep going through to the other troll, and I connect, and I hit him so hard in his chest that not only does his sternum, ribcage, everything just obliterate, explode, it literally, the impact and the force blows it out through his back. So his spine, his heart, everything is just mangled mess as both them, the head and the other body just go flying into the rest of the goblins, demoralizing them hopefully.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's grim. I love that. You can have a bonus narrator die for that description, man. Thank you so much for that. You are painting this grassy plain red with the blood that certainly belongs to the goddess Carnage.
Yes,
as we
and
know.
every kill I get, I just scream out a prayer in her name. The more blood on me, the better.
All right, Gilfeck is the next to act, but first I need awareness tests from everybody, please.
Ooh, I got a 8 there. That's a 20.
Oh,
I got a
beautiful.
15.
And Sheehan. Oh,
21.
21. Fantastic. Whispering, an unearthly, otherworldly, horrific voice whispering is Sheehan's left ear. Well, actually, what is Sheehan's anchoring cheek? Is that his right or his left?
It's his left. Don
His
Prayer
left.
all left-handed, except for a few that are right-handed.
Okay. So that voice that you know, that you wish you had never known, whispers in your ear. To the north, they have giants. You hear the booming of large feet coming down the hill as two enormous mountain giants, the mortals sometimes referred to as fire giants. They come down the hill and they slam into the Atlantean line, throwing bodies and bronze shards everywhere as they beat down with their clubs. Our unit's infantry absolutely sees these things, and Logvir, being the impressive, brutish, monolithic figure that he is dwarfed by these things, as mountain giants are 24 feet tall, more than twice his size.
Logvir just laughs uncontrollably out of happiness that the Atlanteans are getting fucked, and then like sheer fear, like holy fuck, we're fucked. But it's just like, oh fuck,
oh shit, oh no. All right, I'm adding them to the reaction here, and we are safe for now.
oh shit.
Now, Gilfek's turn. He is the next to act. Let's hear it, brother.
All right, I'm going to try to finish off this goblin that's right in front of me.
Do it.
I got a 15 on attack.
All right. He's got an 11 on his defense. Send it.
9 damage.
Oh, fantastic. Describe, you are going to dispatch on him twice there. That's going to be 2 bonus damage there. And you're going to slay him. So describe for us how you make a bloody mess of him.
All right, I grabbed my spear, thrust it into his throat, pushed down and take him to the ground, falling on top of him. And with the spearhead still in his throat, I push through again until I feel it sever his spine, and then yank it out, pulling out chunks of flesh again, and the blood sprays out, covering my beard, painting it red. If you didn't know Gilfek, you'd think his natural hair color was red at this point, how much goblin blood he's been covered in.
Oh, yeah.
And
Brutal.
he just looks up towards the giants with his jaw
We'll
dropped.
say that as you're dispatching him, one giant steps over you. So just for a few seconds, you see a giant crotch.
It's like a bell tower. Ding ding.
So, just in the last few seconds of his turn, let's actually have a very brief soliloquy from Gilfek as this horrible thing just passes over him. What are we hearing in his head?
I never thought I'd live the day to see something bigger than vlog. This might be the last time I ever see anything, though.
That's fear. Like fear finally comes back to him. He snapped out of his determination and snapped out of his focus. He had like a grim determination fighting these cultists, thinking it was going to be one step closer to his son. But now at this point, he's thinking he might not live to see the next day, much less live to see his son again.
All right, man. That is grim here. I will give you a narrator bonus die as well. So everyone should have one in this encounter. So Sheehan, the cult is going to make their formation. How about Sheehan take that turn quick? Formation stand for them.
It's going to be an 8.
An 8 and oh shit. Okay. So with the giants coming in, the Atlantean line is going to take 2 hits this round. Okay, so they actually force the Atlanteans on the back foot in this battle. So it actually looks like the Atlanteans are indeed losing. It is now Sheehan's turn.
Okay. Seeing these giants, he takes a deep breath, knowing that literally there are songs about warriors taking these things out, that especially up to the north. Matter of fact, the first king of his Arborian cousins was known as a giant slayer. He thinks to himself for just a moment, "This could be my moment." Takes a deep breath, pulls out one of his bronze-tipped arrows, draws it back to his cheek, and focuses on an eye. So it is a called shot to an eye. And I am,
Fantastic. Go
and I
for
am
it.
using my narrator dice.
Oh yeah.
Go Red Blade!
Yes. Oh, brutal. Okay.
Let's see. So before the narrator dice, I am at a 22.
Ooh.
27.
Okay. Let me
Minus 2, right?
minus
Or-
it's actually -1 for the distance.
Okay,
But
but
because you have a high ground, you get a +2 to damage.
okay.
Okay. Give me a second here. Oh my god, you land that hit. Oh Jesus.
Yes!
All right, describe for us how it's going to burst through his eyeball and into his brain. So
All right. So the arrow flies from his bow, arching up higher and higher, even higher than others that he's fired before. The tip of the arrow actually catches the moonlight as it glistens through the clouds and comes down. And I have the feeling the giant caught something out of the corner of his eye as he looked up, and literally right in the middle of the iris. Boom.
oh yeah.
The arrow hits, pierces, drives down, and literally disappears into the eyeball.
All right. So, you are here. I actually have to. Okay, let me get the combat mechanics out here because this is the first time this is actually going to come up.
Mhm.
Okay, so he is actually, you're going to bring him to the death's door roll. Okay, so he is going to, oh my god, he's going to expire in 3 rounds. So as you bring him to 0 vitality, describe for me how you topple that mountain. Let me
Okay.
describe him for you. Okay, mountain giants are considered to be the most degenerate of giant kind. Storm giants are very tall, very pale-skinned blonde people that are several dozen feet tall. There are the forest giants, which are the smallest, who just look like really, really big humans. Mountain giants are just slightly bigger than that, and their skin seems almost always dirty. They have moss growing on their skin. It almost looks like their skin could possibly be stone, or that's probably grime. We never really know exactly, but he is wielding a sword, a long, broad sword made of stone, and it's actually carved with the giant script runes that actually keeps this immense weapon together. So, and he's clad in what looks to be a modeling of mammoth hides and maybe a couple hides of some exotic mountain beasts that no one's seen before or sees very rarely. So you don't know. It could be dragon hide. We have no idea. But describe for me how this enormous titan topples.
So as he stepped over my companions and they glanced up to see this horrible thing literally blot out the night sky, I knew I had to do something, and that's when the arrow, of course, was launched, pierced the eye. Now, I don't know if the others have seen this or not, but I make sure and leap down at that moment, as I know that my arrow is going to pierce its eye. I'll leap down and step out into the moonlight and yell as loud as I possibly can in Fey-wise that the forest devils have arrived. Fall before me. And
let me pause you right there.
Yes.
Sheehan has a hunting horn, doesn't he?
oh well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, hunting horn would be perfect. So yeah, we'll do that.
You can actually let off a peal of coated horn blasts if you wish to do so.
Yeah, I'll do that, man. That's it. back up.
Okay,
That's
describe to me how you do that.
The horn blast. 3 very sharp blasts on the horn, which will echo across the valley, and this thing weaves back and forth as the horn's sound echoes off the far hills between the two, on each side of the battlefield. And this thing starts to topple forward, goes down to one knee, coming down upon a goblin because it had to be there. And he falls falls away from the Atlantean line. Its sword falling from its lifeless grip as its face goes straight down towards that one poor chieftain who has the arrow stuck in his jaw.
Oh, brutal. Oh, yes, I love it. So we are down to 1 remaining giant. Now then, I am going to have your guys' unit. Alan, I need you to make me a 2d8 test. And I'm going to have you add +4 to it. And you guys are going to be, and that's going to be your unit's morale test for this stage. You're going to be rallying, technically.
11.
11. Oh, fantastic. So you guys are going to be getting a +1 to your attack and defense as you both see Sheehan fell this amazingly difficult entity to fell. I need to make a morale test for the Atlanteans. Oh my god. Okay, we've got 2 explosions, a 7 and a 4. Oh, brutal. So that is a 27 on their morale. And oh my god. Oh god, I wish I had a webcam. I'd show you. The cultists rolled a critical fail on their morale for this stand. Okay. Keith, I need you to roll me a D8 once for me.
Okay, a single D8.
Yes, this is for my viewers listening in tonight. This is actually the formation last stand. If the enemy takes a hit that is big enough to actually call into judgment when the narrator makes a good enough judgment call to say, "Oh, that's a big hit," they're forced to make a unit last stand. So Keith, all right, 5. Oh,
yeah.
The cultists break off and retreat.
Okay.
So, just you know what? Since Gilfek is closest to the Atlantean line and Blogveer is closest to the cultist, Gilfek, I want you to describe for me how the Atlanteans actually rally at this at the giant being slain, and give me a brief soliloquy of what he's seeing, kind of a front row seat of these people.
The Atlanteans, they let out a mass cheer and like rally and bang their weapons against their shields and advance on the goblins and trollmen who are souling themselves and running and tripping over their dead comrades, and they're slaying them and skewering them while they're on the ground and just finishing off any stragglers. And they brush past Gilfek, laying just still like knees on the ground on top of the goblin that he just slew, still stunned after seeing the giant approach over him, only to be toppled over. They brush past him, hitting him with their legs. They walk past, almost kicking him a little bit out of the way, but he's just so stunned he barely moves, and his eyes wide and his jaws just dropped. He's had a massive roller coaster of emotions. He saw this giant come over him. He thought he was about to die. Only seconds later to see the beast fell, and he just thinks, I don't know what that was or what toppled that beast. I can only think, could it have been Sheehan? It must have been. Oh, we stand a chance. No running. We've won.
But no, we haven't won. Not yet. It's not over. We have to catch some of them alive. We need the sacrifices. And then he's like stumbles up to his feet and like screams out to Blogveer. It's like, Blogveer, take one alive.
Blogveer, give me a description of how the cultists and their formation is breaking off and retreating into the night, and a brief soliloquy from you as well, please.
Well, before anything, Blogveer screams at the top of his lungs, looking around. That still only counts as one. Looking around, seeing how that died. And the cultists there, the leaders, the one chieftain that's left, or whatever, is trying to maintain order. Telling people to go back, stop running like cowards and start fighting. But they are just mass exodus. Some people are tripping other goblins to slow down, advance, so they can get away. It's mass chaos. Every goblin for himself. And like Alan said, there's just excrement everywhere. Just goblin, their bowels are gone. It's just shit and piss, and they are screaming and running on top of their lungs. The mortal men are they're conflicted because they want to run too, but at the same time the chieftains kind of like go out there, but they're taking the chance and they're running. And as they run by, the chieftain may kill a couple of them for retreating, but everyone is just running to the hills as fast as they can. And Blogveer just looks at this dead giant. He's like, damn, I was hoping I could have killed him. That really would appease the goddess. And then, maybe I could kill some of these fish fuckers while they ain't looking. Maybe. And he just strokes his beard a little bit. Actually, what's the other giant doing?
He, being the stubborn and stupid brute that he is, he is being pushed back by the Atlantean line, but he does not want to break off and retreat. And
Blogveer would very much like to beat the shit out of him.
He picks his next fight maybe very, very poorly, as you are the tallest one there. And he calls you out in the giant tongue. And it will soon devolve into a single combat here in a minute, as the
oh crackers,
as the Atlanteans are quickly routing the enemy infantry. But first, I would like Keith and Sheehan to describe from his vantage point, actually up on the adjacent hill, from what he is seeing, and a brief soliloquy from him.
So he sees this giant fall, and he sees the lines of the cultists begin to shatter. Literally, goblins going here, going there. And he also is thinking about, we need to have one alive. First thing he thinks, of course, in his bit of hubris as the great hunter he once was, thinks about putting an arrow into the other giant's knee. And then he thinks better of it, because that's a very, very big captive to have. So he starts looking among the other fleeing cultists, noticing that one chieftain who seems to not want to retreat and is laying about himself and his own men for retreating, and he grins grimly and thinks, that will be like a proper sacrifice. And he blows his hunting horn one more time.
That chieftain in particular is not paying attention at all, so he's not entitled to a defense test this round.
So is it my turn to attack?
It absolutely is. You can lay into him.
Then I am going to try to go and take it. I'm going to shoot him with the intent of not killing him. I want to.
Where are you planning on shooting him?
I'll go for a leg or a knee. So it'll be difficult because of all the running about, but hey, difficult shots are fun.
Some would say it's difficult to hit a giant in the eye too. So
true.
But he pulled that out of his ass.
See, 14, 20, 19.
Ooh. Oh, for fuck's sake, of course. I'm rolling like garbage tonight, so you guys look like fucking rock stars.
We are rock stars.
If you are, yeah, I'm not arguing that fact. So,
Except now he's a fire star.
right? Keith, take it away.
All right.
He is at your mercy.
A whole 5 points of damage on the roll. But yeah, the arrow is launched downward toward this fellow at a slightly lower angle than the other ones. It comes in, whisks past a goblin ear, behind a fleeing tribes or trollman, between the legs of another, and embeds itself in the side of this chieftain's knee. So making it so that the joint itself will not bend.
Oh yeah, he's not going anywhere. That knee is gonna be jerked to the side out from under him, and he's gonna hit the dirt face first.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that such an ambush, coupled with the fact that he's falling over and the Atlanteans are kind of coming up the hill towards them, his guard breaks off in retreat, and the Atlanteans, in the darkness, assume that he's dead, so they just walk right over him. He's probably getting stomped on, but it's not going to kill him.
Okay.
So, as this giant calls out Blogveer, and he goes to stand before you, he just kind of in this booming voice as the tongue of the big folk and the tongue of ogres, the two languages aren't cousins, so you can indeed understand each other. His accent just seems rather thick.
Nice.
And he takes his sword, not the long, broad monstrosity that his brother was using, but something of more of a short sword. To scale on us would be really about 20 inches long in blade, but it's probably about 6 or 7 feet long on him. Now, he points this blade down at you. The runes in the sword glowing just kind of a brilliant sky blue, angrily and flaring. And he says, "I challenge you, small thing. My brother was slain this day, but I will take you with me."
I just smile at him, almost laughing, and like, "You'll be joining him soon enough. One way or the other, the goddess is going to be pleased."
Go ahead and roll reaction. He is going to shout a curse and step forward, giving you an overhead slash downward to split your skull in two.
Well, I got a 6.
Oh Jesus! Oh no, that's not good.
Oh man.
All right. Ooh, but the giant actually got a 4. So
Fuck yeah.
let's hear it. Go for the attack.
All right, so I can attack him twice, right?
Yes, you can.
All right. Oh. That will be a 25 on the first attack.
Oh, brutal. Okay.
And a 21 on the second.
He is able to dodge the first, but you beat him on the second by 1. So roll damage on the first.
I'm going to use my narrator's dice for damage.
Yes.
So it's 1d8 plus my okay. All right, so that's 7 on the first one, and that is that's a 13 on the so 13. That's 20 damage.
Oh, but he did dodge the first one, so you only do
No, that I just rolled for one attack. That was just one attack damage.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, I just rolled for the second attack since the first one missed.
Okay. So
I used my narrator dice for the damage on the attack that hit.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I get you now. Now describe for us where you actually hit him. That
I'm thinking shin maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, he's 10 feet taller than me.
Okay.
So I'm guessing I could probably hit his shin.
Of course. You could probably get his upper thigh if you reached.
Okay. Well, I'll go for that. Then there's more blood vessels and stuff, so I can do more damage. Maybe hit his kneecap or something.
Brutal.
Well, at my first swing, I go too high, try to hit him in the nuts, and it just doesn't connect. And I use the momentum from that failed swing to come back up and hit him as hard as I can on the side of his kneecap. Hopefully shattering his kneecap or at least dislocating it, and maybe just knocking it right out of place where it's just his kneecap is just held in by skin. You know, it's just like maybe it fell down to his, to his shin underneath the skin or something. His kneecap is just gone one way or the other.
Okay. Oh my God. That is brutal. So what you're gonna do is you're definitely going to dislocate his kneecap. And which knee, right or left?
His left.
Okay, so his left knee is going to be jerked out from under him, and that is going to actually topple him. He's barely going to get his his right hand out to catch him before he face plants into the dirt. And he is going to attempt to counterattack with his sword, and he's going to, oh my gosh. He's going to give you an attack of 27.
I got a defense of 6.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Oh, my God. All right. So his damage he's going to do on this turn.
And my breastplate's only +3 damage suppress if that he was going to bring into anything in account. So, I mean, just cue Freebird by Skinnerd as I just get slaughtered.
No, man, you good. Let me just make sure. Oh, this is it's gonna be fucking nuts. Now, oh God, you're going to take on that one stroke 18 points of damage.
I am at 0 vitality.
Oh my God, is it zero total or?
Yeah, I have 18 vitality total. You did my total health damage.
Okay, so we're going to bring you to death's door. It's the second time this is going to happen tonight.
So I guess without that breastplate, I would have been just kablooied.
Oh yeah, no, he would have killed you instantly. All right, so death's door brought to 0 vitality. Roll me 1d8, please. No mods.
It is a 7.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I was scared. I didn't know if high was bad or good. I'm like, I'm just rolling off. Fuck, help me.
Blogveer is going to die in 7 turns. Gilfek, if you're closest to this, and if Sheehan wants to move up and attack again, you guys can absolutely come to his aid. You guys do have morale bonuses for this.
Oh my God, that's right. I didn't add that to it.
What happened now? What?
I didn't add the +1 damage into +1 attack for morale bonus.
Okay.
But I mean, that's still just what 21 damage.
Yeah, he's still up.
I totally forgot.
And yes,
I just adjusted that. Sorry, Keith, what was that?
I am going to move up, basically move forward to try to get Jim to support him. Yes.
All right. The rest of you lot, I need reaction tests.
I'm going last.
I got a 14.
Oh,
I'm going last from whatever else. I rolled double ones.
Oh, for fuck. Oh, my God. Yeah, so you're probably just stunned at this.
Yeah. literally seeing this big ogre just get felled by one shot, just right. I mean, yeah, sure, I just killed a giant, but it's like, my friend.
Yeah, he's impaled. Like it is sticking in him, and he's probably thrust so hard it's probably like a pin. It like kind of went into the ground a little bit. So I'm just like,
that's what he meant.
Just like sitting there, like stunned. That holy shit.
Okay.
So to describe that attack that the giant came across with, since he was like half prone, barely holding himself up, he lashed out with that offhand stab, and he actually did take quite a bit of penalty because he can't really attack from the prone position very well. And so Blockfear got run through with a stone sword, an enchanted stone sword that tore open the left portion just under the rib cage of his breastplate. So he's got a ruptured spleen and he's bleeding all over the old god's green earth right now. So Gilfek, seeing your companion over the past several months, your brother in arms, felled by such a foul thing, take it away, brother.
Also, you hear Blogbeard laughing through gurgles of blood. He's laughing.
Gilfek's gonna grab his spear and grip it tightly, and let out a cry, like a war cry. He thanks Blogbeard to be dead, and tears stream down his face into his beard as his last real friend and his eyes just died right before him. So he screams out in rage and anger. Anger finally just takes the best of him. He's normally a composed, controlled man, but this is just literally has overwhelmed him. So he rushes this giant with no concern for himself. I got double ones.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
No. Oh no. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh.
It all comes at the same time.
What a session.
Fuck. All right. So oh no. Okay. Alan, do you want to roll on the critical fail chart, or do you want me to roll for you?
I'll go ahead and do it. I mean, I
All
can't
right.
get much more unlucky than I just was.
Oh fuck! Roll, please. Just
Don't jinx it. You could kill yourself.
Yeah.
1d8, 1d8, man. Just 1d8.
3.
3. Oh no! Okay.
Here we go.
When it fucking rains, it pours, gentlemen.
Yes.
The critical fail chart for combat. The caption for this is "Gods help you." Critical fail 3 is shattered limb. The last attack cost you that limb, cursed by the gods or by something far worse. All right, I'm gonna roll it for you. 6. 6. What did you do in that charge and overtaken by what emotions, anger, fear, and loss for your last real friend? What happened for you to break your left leg?
All right, so I run, charge over, jump up, and try futilely to run up the creature's sword, to try to run up a sword to get at his face, but the sword is far too narrow. Gilfek wasn't thinking about what he's doing. It's covered in blood. He's trying to run up the relatively narrow blade. He slips off of it halfway up, falls down, and twists his leg and breaks his left leg as he hits into the ground.
God damn it. All right, Sheehan is up. Oh my god.
Yeah, I see both my companions on the ground, and I go to advance, and I go a little bit, and I stop, and I draw the bow and try to shoot the giant to at least distract him from my two fallen comrades in front of him, and that is going to be a 14.
You actually land a hit. Go ahead and roll damage, please. Oh my god.
5.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
I just fire and just crease his cheek.
Yeah. So we'll say you stick an arrow in there, like a
Okay.
real bad mosquito bite.
Mhm.
So he's gonna try and haul himself up, and just a few moments later, as he staggers to his feet, as he's nursing or trying to push whatever is left of his kneecap back into place, we'll say a squad of Atlanteans jump on him, and they lay into him with their swords, and he is quite literally stabbed Julius Caesar style until he stops moving.
Okay.
At that point, the battle will be quite literally wrapping itself up, and the cultists have retreated. The Atlanteans are beginning to control and police the area. One round has passed for Blogveer, so he has 6 left. Sheehan is free to act. Gilfek is quite literally lame.
Okay.
What do you lot want to do? Regardless, it's
Well,
not very much.
Here's what I will do. I will run up to my friends, reach in my pouch, pull out one of these little sachets of ointment, and I pass it to him, and I say, "Here, eat this." And I open the other one up and start trying to feed it to Fallen Blogbear.
Oh no!
Gilfek, he's just gonna down it. He doesn't know any better. He's in immense pain. He just downs whatever's in the pouch.
And you can't use apothecary untrained too.
I did roll a double 1 for what to do with these originally. So
I'm guessing
Yeah.
Blogveer's unconscious, right?
Yeah, he's
out.
unconscious. He's since passed out from the pain. He's probably holding his ruptured spleen in.
I'm also going to yell out for anyone for healers. If there's a healer, there may be the Atlanteans may have a healer among them. So
They probably do have a combat medic. Let me roll for one.
healer.
Oh, thank the new gods that they do. All
Dude,
right.
if Blogveer gets rescued by a fish fucker, I don't know how he's gonna take it. Might be just better to let him die. Well, I mean, holy shit.
Shit. So, describe how Sheehan trying to break the language barrier, because you can't speak their language, and
He's going to get up and just start yelling. And of course, he only knows 3 languages, so he'll just start yelling healer first in Nimercian, then in bearded folk, then in Feywise, and pointing at his friends, and just waving and pointing and trying to get someone's attention. So, and as soon as he does, he points to his fallen comrades and makes a motion like wrapping his arm with something. So, and then he just yells "Babushka."
oh, there you go. Okay. The one universal word in my world, Babushka. Okay. It takes a few minutes. We'll say one more round has passed, so he's got Blogfear's got 5 rounds left. As soon as a group of Atlanteans roll up, we'll say one of them is a male who's wearing kind of a tightly fit coat of bronze mail that's fashioned in the excuse me, I can't talk right now. The fish scale fashion that they all have, and he carries himself with this air of like superiority, like he may or may not be a noble, but as Sheehan is probably trying to jump up and down, doing jumping jacks, trying to wave his hands in the air, trying to get somebody somewhere's attention. We'll say that this individual, kind of from a few dozen feet away, he casts a lightning bolt and it splits the tree that you were roosted in, which just shook the ground and threw shrapnel everywhere, just almost as a show of force, if you will, as he strides into your area. And he glares at you and just uncaringly straight into your eyes. He looks like a human, with fair but almost like tinted blue skin that you can see in the moonlight. His hair is jet black. He's not wearing gloves, but you can see that his hands are ever so slightly webbed. Like he is definitely amphibious in biology. And he mutters something to you. He's talking to you, absolutely. He mutters something. You can't tell. It's an alien tongue to you.
Mm-hmm. I as soon as he fires off that lightning bolt, my face goes hard, and I stop jumping around. And I do have I grab my bow and begin to draw. And I just say in Nimercian, I am the one who dropped the giant. You're no larger than him.
He replies with, again, something you don't understand, but his offhand, his left hand there, you can see static, like small motes of lightning jump between his fingertips. And his hand just glows there with that electricity.
Mm-hmm. As I said, I'm staring him down at this point. I'm over my wounded companions. I'm not going to back off from this guy. So, and I just say Babushka and motion downward with my head, and I motion with my chin toward the giant. And I release the arrow, motion to the giant again, and pound my chest twice.
He looks at you and he smirks. Almost, I mean, it's fucking evil the way he smirks at you. But he mutters something again to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks just like he doesn't quite turn his head all the way away from you. He's keeping you in his field of vision, but he looks back at that giant corpse.
Mm-hmm.
As you hear just down the hill a couple more shouts. Someone's talking to him down the hill as about 40 of his fellows just jog up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And he relaxes. Do you have an arrow trained on him?
No, I have the bow in my hand. I was about to draw one from my quiver. I never actually drew it.
Okay, so your hand is cocked, like you're reaching for one. Okay.
Basically, the whole idea is I was trying to get help, so I wasn't actually drawing the arrow when he came up. So it's doing like that. But then I look at it once again. I tap one arrow. So I'll release the arrow and tap it. And I point at the giant and tap the one arrow again. And I hold up finger one. Because I have a problem with a mere human acting that imperious toward me, a fair folk. He should be on his knees right now, thanking me for saving his people's lives, not acting like a jumped up real being.
Of course.
Yeah.
Again,
Mark Monkey to me.
Right?
Yeah.
Out of the corner of his eye, he looks over at that giant's corpse and he looks back up at you. Again, someone shouts. You assume his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking at you again, and he shouts. He's looking at you. He's talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
He shouts something back. Again, this unit comes up. And there's all these eyes upon you now.
Mhm.
They're all kind of just like looking at each other, speaking in their own language. And you assume that this magician is explaining the situation, and then you hear the word babushka.
I point down at my two companions and I say, Babushka.
And you there's a shout down the hill, something or other, and then someone roars, "Babushka!" You guys are gonna be standing there for a while. We'll say another round passes, so Blogfear's got 4 rounds left.
Yeah, you just take your time, guys. You know, no rush. I mean, nothing important going on over here on the floor.
It is so unfortunate that the one person who can talk to these guys is currently unconscious.
Oh shit!
Gilfeck will just crawl over to Blogveer and beating on his chest a little bit, like wake up, you big oaf, like with tears streaming down his face, like just trying to futilely try to get a hold of him.
You're dragging that stump of a broken leg behind you. Oh my god, this is gonna be painful. So there's a rider that kind of just rides at the hill, gallops there, and the infantry parts for him. That outrider from earlier that afternoon takes off his helmet. Looks down at Sheehan, looks down at your sorry, broken, and bloodied lot, and he just kind of furrows his brow and kind of gives you this, look. It looks, he almost all the way turns around in the saddle and he shouts something, and something to the tune of, well, we'll get the babushka up here, you bastards. And
oh, now they have an Irish accent.
Right.
Always will. Okay.
Of course. And it's just and another round has passed. You got 3 rounds left, and the babushka arrives.
Okay.
Now, as we have already discovered in this story arc, a babushka is a babushka is a babushka is a fucking babushka, gentlemen.
Babushka.
Yes. She crotchety old bag. She pushes the infantry aside. She doesn't care. And she's kind of trailed by like 4 of these other magician-looking individuals. You assume that they're in their culture that she has a bodyguard or apprentices or what have you. And she just starts barking orders, and you just kind of smirk, and you're like, oh, yeah, reminds me of my babushka too. Oh, I guess we're not all too different. And she kind of
I'll step aside for her and then let her pass toward my companions.
She comes over to Gilfeck's side, and she just starts bitching in her own language. Something like, get out of the way and shut up. She smacks you on your cheeks. Just get. And
he makes way for him.
As you lump over and wince, one of the couple of the other guys make busy about setting your broken legs. That's gonna tickle.
Okay. I'll toss another packet at you. Say, eat this for the pain.
Yeah, were there any ill effects for him downing that thing that he tossed?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Because he downs another one if he tosses it to him and tells him it's for the pain, so he's going to down another one.
You may or may not have poisoned yourself.
Shitting himself for 3 or 4 cycles.
So the babushka looks at the original magician, the Atlantean that accosted Sheehan to begin with, and she scolds him. She scolds him hard. And she like tears him down like any grandma can guilt trip you. And he just looks at the floor. That smirk is gone. He just kind of gives this like he has this look Like he's taking this abuse like that's actually his grandmother who's speaking to him. And she waves him over and points to this big ugly wound in the side of him, and she tells him to do something, and he like protests, and she stands up, she smacks him in the face, ooh, hard.
I'm liking her a lot.
And then she points at his wound again, and so he tries to protest, and something that you can understand curse words. It's universal across languages. And she slaps him with the other hand again, and she actually has a signet ring, cuts his lip open real good, and she just grabs a fistful of that ponytail in the back of his head. She growls something in his face. She pushes him towards Blogvir. You're all seeing this, and no one, stoic as the infantry is, and no one wants to get in the middle of this. And he smotes the bleeding wound with a lightning bolt, searing the whole wound shut, which will shoot electrical pulse through Blogvir as his whole body jerks to the side.
Yeah, it's like Frankenstein's monster. It's alive.
And she mutters something to the tune of a sarcastic thank you, and she pushes him out of the fucking way. Like, fine, fuck you, get out of the way, you're done now. And she will attempt. Oh my god. Brilliant. That is a crit on her apothecary. So she will bring Blogvir to 2 vitality, and he will wake up sometime this morning. Her assistants have set Gilfek's broken leg, and they've taken your spear and they've broken the haft more, and then they've used a splint out of that. So just insult to injury, you just now have a spearhead with maybe a long handle.
Basically turned into a dagger.
Well, no, it's got like a 20-inch handle on it, just a real big long knife now. So yeah, I'd say probably a dagger. And the Babushka goes to stand before Sheehan, and she holds out her hand like you're supposed to give her something.
Okay. In that case, I'll nod to her, and I'll reach into my pouch, and I think for a moment and sort of smile, and I pull a knife out.
Everyone goes for their swords.
And I lay it across both of my palms, and I hold it out for her. I nod towards it and say, Babushka. And it was the Babushka's knife.
She takes his dagger from you, and she reaches up and she just kind of pats you on the side of your face, and she says a bunch of shit in her own language. Again, she's just, you have no idea heads or tails of it. And she starts yelling at the rest of them. It's like Graham at a family reunion, and they pick up their shit and they leave. They leave you with 3 backpacks full of like traveling gear, blankets, rope, that sort of thing, and kind of a one-man drawn like sledge, like a sled.
Okay.
And yeah, they just bugger off across the river.
Okay.
This whole thing takes about the next 4.5 hours until dawn, as they're policing the battlefield and probably picking the corpses and killing off the survivors.
I'm gonna make sure I make my way over to that one chieftain, and I'm taking from the rope and make sure he's secured well the best I can. 9.
He is alive.
So I'll use my meager skills at being able to tie a slip knot or a square knot and square knot the heck out of him. and make sure he's trussed up. And if they come to kill him, I'm going to point at him and point at myself. Basically, like, this one's mine.
They'll respect that. You're taking a trophy.
And I'm actually going to drag his ass over to where, my companions are, which will probably take a little bit. Get him over there, and I'm going to try to get them using that sledge up to the hill to a place away from the carrion, because I'm sure it's going to attract, all kinds of predators and whatnot.
Oh yeah, this place is going to be lousy with predators for the next couple days.
And about how far are we from the village?
About an hour's walk.
An hour's walk. Okay, I tell the guys, "You guys stay here, watch him. I'm going to get help, and I will run back to the village to get some guys to come back and help me get them back to the village."
By the time that the first blush of dawn breaks over the horizon there, the light of Vostrud kind of bathes the area in kind of a pinkish quality of light for morning. Blogveer will stir, wake up, and then find that his left hand has been bandaged up real good, and actually perfectly done. I mean, you're kind of marveling at the way whoever doctored you bound and cleaned your wound, and the left portion of your abs and your abdomen are bound up, and it hurts like the dickens, but you feel relatively fine. And the last few dozen of their infantry is crossing the river as we speak.
Good you made it, Blog. I was worried.
Where is Gilfex sitting? Isn't his legs broken? Is he sitting on like the sled, or?
Yeah, he's sitting next to Blogveer. He's waiting for him to wake up.
Okay, perfect. As you were.
Did I kill him?
No.
Is it spectacular? No. Well, are we both dead? Is this the afterlife?
No, the Atlanteans. They saved us.
What?
They killed them
No.
and patched us up.
No, they took my kill. And then they spit on my memory and let me live. They heal me? The bastards!
I'll slap him in the face.
Oh,
Like, shut up, Blog.
oh, that hurt.
You gotta honor your life more than that. Who cares how you lived? You're alive. You're gonna fight another day. And you're gonna see another sunrise. Now don't be so stupid next time, or I'll kill you myself. Oh, my leg.
That was spectacular, though. The goddess got her fill. Oh, this fucking hurts. Oh.
And then Gilfeck will just lay back too.
About an hour of this passes, and Sheehan, you can Shilka and those severely less drunk dudes from the night before, you can bring them back. Let's say about 12 of them.
Okay, I'll bring them back and help the wounded, the two wounded, of course, get onto a couple of sledges or whatever they happen to have, and that one chieftain being tied up, and he's not going to be walking very far, but so he'll probably have to be sledged as well. I'm gonna walk out into the. Did they take the one giant's sword, the one that Blogger ran through with?
The Atlanteans did take that one. Yes, they did not take the other one.
Okay, I can't lift that one though.
The longer of the two.
Yeah. I'll go out and look for a good size axe or something possibly that's just laying out there. It can be a stone axe. I don't really care. But I'm removing that one giant's head.
Okay.
Yeah. Chop it off, and then I myself will be dragging that one back with me as a trophy. So
that's going to be one big ass trophy, but you absolutely can.
Oh yeah. Well, I plan on basically boiling it down, skinning it down to the skull. and I'm gonna. I don't know. I'll figure out something to do with the skull. I guess. Maybe where's the helmet? So I don't know.
Oh, it's gonna be way too damn big for you as a helmet, but oh my god, yeah.
It'll be something to put out there at that one village's gate to scare off anybody who wants to mess with them. Basically, then. Okay.
No more trolls for that village.
That's true. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing with that. Plus, it also has my arrow in it.
Oh yeah, you find it in the back of the head.
Well, I'm going to leave it there until I get back to the village. And actually, it's proof that that's what killed him. That my arrow is what killed him. So yes, and get these guys back to the village so that we can get them healed up and hopefully do a little more towards this sacrifice, because that one chieftain is definitely going to be part of the sacrifice.
Oh yeah, the chieftain of the fanged fish trollmen tribe is the one that you took.
Okay.
And the fanged fish is simply just a piranha.
Ah, gotcha.
So closing soliloquies as you are being drug on sleds back to the safety of the Cairn Ward here. Alan, we will start out with you on my left. Take it away, brother.
Gilfix sits on a sled as they pull him back, unable to move. He groans and tries to get comfortable the best he can with his broken leg. Oh. Blogvia, what have you gotten us into now? You got yourself half killed and made me break my bloody leg. It's going to be a while before this thing heals. Not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to try something. I can't just give up. I can't just lay down and die, though. Got people counting on me. We're so close. We have a sacrifice. And we can maybe talk to him. Maybe he'll speak a language. Maybe we'll find someone who does. Maybe he'll know where they're working from. I got to find out. Oh. Maybe the Babushka can give me something for the pain. Maybe I can get a walking stick. I don't know. I'll need something, though. But I'm not going to just roll over and die. And he kind of looks over towards Blog. The big oaf had me worried for him, but when he glances over towards Sheehan, I think I can say I've done good with finding these folk. Sheehan's a good man. The best Fae I'll ever meet, I'm sure. We'll make it. We always have, and we always will.
Beautifully said, man. Thank you very much. As the house lights come up to illuminate the only party member that we have that is able to walk, Sheehan. He was dragging the giant's head, leaving a wide swath of blood and bits of brain and vertebrae falling out just every couple feet. You got a fistful of that really disgustingly greasy, thick dreadlock-like hair in your hand. It's fucking filthy, Keith. It's awful, and it slips every so often, so you got to wrap it around your hand twice. It's disgusting. The house lights come up and tell us what we see in his thoughts.
Well, Sheehan is, as I say, he's dragging this giant's head along with his companions. He's very proud of himself for what he's done today, but at the same time, he looks over at his companions, the ogre and the bearded folk, and he thinks to himself, they're definitely very, very brave, but maybe they need a little training because they seem to. They could definitely account themselves well with a bit more skill, I think, because they even though Blogveer, the blows against the goblins he was delivering were devastating, and he seemed to always go too high for the giant. Maybe a few things here, a few things there. The bearded folk fellow, yeah, he needs to, watch his footing a little better. But other than that, he did great. And he is glad that he didn't lose either of them. He thinks back to that Atlantean with the energy crackling around his hand, and I mean, to his experience, he's only ever seen that back among his own people. I mean, the pitiful magics and such that the Nimercians practice is very, very basic compared to what he was used to. He didn't realize that mortals actually had the ability to do that. So he's a bit concerned. And he's thinking to himself that maybe he needs to get a message back to his own people, who of course threw him out, but he still wouldn't. That he still thinks they might need to know this, that these Atlanteans have that ability. And he's a bit concerned. He's also thinking to himself that if they have that ability and that kind of knowledge, they might be an ally against this cult. So, maybe he can convince Blogbeard to talk to them, especially after being healed. Maybe not, but we'll see. Either way, got a giant head.
As the oily rope dreadlocks can slip out of your hands again. Oh shit, I gotta go get that again. Now,
Damn it.
the lights come up to illuminate the battle-weary features of our ogre companion. Lift the latch on the window so we can see into his mind. Take it away, my brother.
Oh, God damn it. I didn't get to kill a giant. I wanted to kill a giant. I wanted to kill some Atlanteans. And now, oh God, it hurts. Now I owe them my life. Bullshit. This is just one in the many, many of tasks that they can do to pay me back for what they've taken. Once I get healed, I'll have to fight another day. Just like Gil said, but they better not think that this makes us friends. Damn fish fuckers. I didn't ask for them to save me. I didn't ask for them to take my kill. I didn't ask for them to raid my village, steal my woman. But I'm no use to anyone dead. The thought of the Babushka, just not yet, just stay you're venting in your anger. He just goes through his head and he's like, maybe I need to keep my cool for a little bit longer. And thoughts just drift through his head of simpler times when he was at the village and he was with Kaya and having a good old time. The first time they held hands, and the first time he helped her around the house, helped her in her garden and everything. He's going back to fonder memories. But then also it goes into his head that he swore to help Gil find his son, and he's no good to anyone dead. So no matter how much burning hatred he has for these fish fucking Atlanteans, he has to stay alive at least long enough for Gil to find his son and hopefully to be reunited with his long lost love. But his ego has taken a massive blow. The fact that his sworn mortal enemy saved his life is just a spit to his face. He's grateful to be alive, but is so overshadowed by his ultimate hatred for these fucking Atlanteans and all they stand for. And he just looks at his companions and Gilfek in particular, and just lays back on the sled there and just drifts off into a slumber, trying to dream of better times.
As Blogfair drifts off into the lands of Morpheus, that deep, multicolored dreamscape mortals find oh so rarely. But the medicine and the drugs that the Atlantean Babushka and some medicinal secret and possibly witchcraft that she'd given him, it gives him a deep, deep slumber, and he will dream of his lost love. He will dream of her touch. But most importantly, he will be given an omen that she yet lives. And with that, I would like to wrap up the session. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this session this week in On the Edge of Shadow, session 7 of The Reaper King. Thanks, everybody. I would like to personally take a few moments to thank my two newest players, Grant and Alan, for helping me test out some new mechanics. The On the Edge of Shadows mass combat mechanics. I think it went quite well. With that, we'll wrap up the session. Good night, everybody. We'll be back same time, and hopefully Skarnir will be cured of his fever dreams. Good night, everybody.